Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Tusculum would like to say thank you to the physicians and staff of Wingate for their support of Pioneer Athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the start of today's game, we would like to salute 4 members of the Pioneer women's basketball team who will be playing their final regular season home games. Over the years, they have honored us with their hard work and dedication on both the basketball court and in the classroom, but today we honor them. Before we begin with our seniors, we recognize junior Mia Long, who recorded her 1,000th collegiate point last month. Congratulations, Mia Long, the newest member of the Dallas Club. Our first senior is number 3, Lovely Locklear from Durham, North Carolina. She joined the Pioneer program last season and has averaged 5.5 points per game over 53 career games with Tusculum. Lovely has also averaged 1.4 steals per game along with 1.6 assists and 1.8 rebounds per game. Lovely is majoring in political science and is the daughter of Shakira Baylor. Ladies and gentlemen, Lovely Locklear. Next is number 20, Elise McCubbin from Wingate. She also joined the Tusculum program before last season and has started in all 54 games over the past 2 years. She is averaging 10.3 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 1.9 steals per game during her career, and ranks in the top 15 in program history with a career 47.1 field goal percentage. This season, she is averaging 11.5 points per game. She is a member of the SAC Commissioners and Athletic Directors Honor Rolls and is majoring in biology and pre-medicine and is the daughter of Armenia Lundo and Eduardo Cupido. Ladies and gentlemen, Yolisma Cupido. Next is Kendria Duke from Hendersonville, Tennessee. In 2 seasons with the Pioneers, Kendria is averaging 9.9 points per game along with 6.1 rebounds and 1.0 blocks per game. For her career, Kendria has scored in double figures in 22 of 42 games and has 4 career double-doubles. She is majoring in psychology and is the daughter of Kim and Kane Shaw. Ladies and gentlemen, number 24, Kendria Duke. Our final honoree is our only 4-year senior, Callie Patterson. Callie is a native of Greensboro, North Carolina, and has averaged 8.4 points per game and recently became the 9th player in school history to make 100 career three-pointers. She has already reached double figures, scoring 27 times in her career, including 11 times this year. Callie is a member of the SAC Commissioners and Athletic Director Honor Rolls. She is majoring in sports science and is the daughter of Clinton and Sarah Patterson. Ladies and gentlemen, Callie Patterson. Give the applause for the ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to this year's Tusculum women's basketball senior class.
Bulldogs, two of the top defenses. The Pioneers lead the conference, ranked 6th in Division II in turnovers forced a game, 5th in steals per game, 6th in turnover margin. They're 7th in three-point percentage defense, allowing teams just 26%. 16th in scoring defense at 55 points a game, 31st in three-point attempts. The Pioneers ranked 2nd in the league in scoring margin, block shots, and field goal percentage defense as well. The Pioneers have a lot of accolades this year, but they'll go up against a mirror image of themselves today in Wingate in terms of stats, but totally different styles. Wingate is probably the best team in the league in defending in the half court and executing their offense in the half court. They will press you, and it will kind of surprise you, and pressing teams don't like to get pressed. So don't think that Coach Ann Hancock, who is obviously a veteran coach and somebody that hasn't thought about doing that today against Tusculum, as she pulled that out against the Pioneers at the Cutting. Here's your starting lineups today for the Wingate Bulldogs, who are a win away from at 20 on the year. Caroline Averett, the 5'8 senior from Midlothian, Virginia. Joe Snow, the 5'3 freshman out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, who had the dagger against the Pioneers late in that game. Under 30 seconds to play, hits a huge three in the corner. Had 15 against the Pioneers in that first meeting. Jordan Quick, the 6-foot junior out of High Point, North Carolina. Denasia Witherspoon, the 5'9 senior from Hickory, North Carolina. And Courtney Robinson, the 5'8 senior from Taylor, South Carolina. Coach Ann Hancock at Wingate, the graduate of 1992, in her 7th season as the head coach at Wingate, 151 wins, is 10-3 against Tusculum, and in her 17th season overall, 289 career victories. For the Pioneers, they come in at 16-7. And if you're sitting there thinking that's a mistake, I will explain much later, so don't go anywhere. I just can't do it right now, apparently. Mia Long, the 5'4 junior from Ann Arbor, Michigan, out of Huron High School in Concordia, Michigan. Jayla Arnwide, the 5'6 sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee. Jazz Williams, the 6'2 junior from Morristown, Tennessee. Kendrea Duke, the 6-foot senior from Hendersonville, had the Pioneers' first points, rebounds, double-double of the season against Wingate. 19 points, 17 rebounds in the first meeting. And Yolis McCupidon, the 5'8 senior from Ocoee, Florida, at 14.2 points a game over her last 12, double figures in all 12 of those games. Pioneers are coached by Devin Carter in his 4th season, 2-5 all-time against Wingate. The opening tip will be taken by the Pioneers. Mia Long, our officials are Lee Hughes, umpire Gary Roberts, always good to see Gary, and Megan Good. Brian Staten courtside, game station engineers, the executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network, Nathan Humber. Pioneers wear the home whites, go left to right on your radio dial, or midge to Joyce as we view it. And a whistle immediately in the paint. And it will go against Jordan Quick. And it will be her first foul and the team's first in the opening 19 seconds. And it's going to bring Talia Jeter into the game immediately. So Jeter will check in for Jordan Quick. Cupidon on the inbound for the Pioneers. Into the paint for Duke on a double team. Put it up and got the soft touch. 2-0 Tusculum. Pioneers with the first points. Wingate with their first possession will face the pressure from the Pioneers. Averett into the front court on the pass from Snow, and Snow will back it out and set in the half court. Back near the midcourt stripe. Now left side pass to Averett. Pioneers were opening up in a zone as well. Robinson to Witherspoon on the left wing. Witherspoon, a little bounce pass to Jeter. Baseline to Averett from 19 feet. This one is no good, and the rebound comes down to Wingate's. Robinson put up the jumper off the glass, is good. Courtney Robinson ties the game at 2 after an offensive rebound. Mia Long forces tempo into the front court. Looks into the paint for Duke. She's double-teamed, maybe walked. Yeah, she did. She kind of stepped on the foot of Jeter as she was trying to back her way in and caused her to stumble, which caused the turnover. So Wingate basketball. Wingate doesn't put a lot of pressure on you per se, but you have to really think about what you're doing. And a 10-second violation against Wingate, they couldn't get across the stripe as Snow was double-teamed. And instead of going into the front court with the pass, she went diagonal, which didn't cross the midcourt stripe to Witherspoon, who was trying to run it down. She knew the 10-second was coming. So back-to-back turnovers by both teams. We're tied at 2. Williams from the top of the key. Hands it off to Cupidon. Cupidon, Duke at the top. Left side to Arnwine. Arnwine on the left wing, tried to throw it down to Duke, but Talia Jeter anticipated the pass, steps in front, and another turnover as the Bulldogs come up with the steal. Snow into the front court this time on the dribble herself, watched by Arnwine. Right side to Averett. Averett now picked up by Arnwine. Witherspoon right down the lane, and she travels. So 4 straight turnovers by both of these teams. And that's somewhat uncharacteristic. Wingate's 17 turnovers a game, and the Pioneers, it's a point of emphasis this year. Let's lead the nation in steals and turnovers forced, but let's not give the ball away. Last year was a Pioneer team that averaged something like 21 or 22 turnovers per game forced, but they'd also turn it over 20 times themselves. This year, just 13 times a game. Williams, and this pass is going to be kicked into the ceiling by Witherspoon. And the Pioneers will keep possession. Tied at 2. As we go under 8 to play here in this opening quarter. Cupidon will inbound and into the hands of Mia Long. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Long into the paint. Dribble. Top of the key. Williams a 3. Hits the top of the backboard, maybe the shot clock. And it will be Wingate basketball. Pioneer pressure has forced 2 turnovers in the backcourt. Jeter, Witherspoon will lob it and into the hands of Elena Ingram, who has checked in for the Bulldogs for Snow. Ingram, another one of these diaper dandies, the freshman. Robinson on the left wing. Dribbles to the top, stays on the dribble, down the right wing, puts it up. Her shot is no good. Rebounded by Yolisma Cupidon. Cupidon will race it into the front court. Sporting the new haircut is Yolisma. During shoot-around, didn't really recognize her. So hopefully it's not a Herculean thing, you know. This will be Duke. Her jumper is no good, and a rebound foul that's going to go against Cupidon. That's going to be number 2 on her. And Cupidon, who never comes off the floor, is going to come off the floor. 3rd in the league in minutes played per game. But she'll come out with the 2 fouls, and the Devin Carter School of Thought, we won't see her the rest of the half, but it is Cupidon, so we may see her to start the second quarter. Tip ball by Mia Long. 2 seconds to get across, and they don't do it. Another 10-second violation as the pass left the hands in the backcourt to the front court. But the Pioneers force yet another turnover in the backcourt thanks to the Mia Long tip pass. So the press causing issues for Wingate as Tusculum leads 5-2 with 5:34 to play here in the opening quarter. Long, Duke, left side to Arnwine. Arnwine, Williams at the top of the key. Pass into the paint to Duke. Puts it on the floor, but before she did, she took a step. So turnovers mounting. That'll be the 9th turnover of this first half combined. We haven't played 5 minutes yet. Wingate pressure in the backcourt. Elena Ingram says, I got this. Clear it out. Averett near the midcourt stripe will get it into the front court. Down the lane. Maybe blocked. It doesn't matter. It's an and one. Caroline Averett with the finish. Long and Duke were both there. I think Long was the one that was hindering Caroline Averett's path to the bucket. That's the case. So Mia will pick up her first and the team's 4th here early. 4 fouls on Tusculum with yet 5 minutes gone. 5:08 on the clock here in this opening quarter. Averett at the stripe for the 3-point play, ties the game at 5. So a very slow, inauspicious start for both of these offenses. Arnwine and an illegal screen on Kendrea Duke. Should take us to a timeout. Duke will pick up her first. It's the 5th and another turnover, and we're back to Pioneer Arena in 1 minute. 5 minutes to play. 5-5 Tusculum and Wingate. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Ball on the Pioneer Sports Network. Tusculum versus Wingate. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers.
Back to action. Taylor Helms into the contest for Wingate. Neither team shooting it great, but neither team getting shots. Wingate's 2 of 5 from the field. Tusculum is 2 of 6. Both teams have 5 turnovers. 5-5 our score. Jeter on the inbound for Wingate. Here's Ingram. Dribble penetration, now backs it out. Ingram at the midcourt stripe. Spins on the dribble. Lost it for a moment. 5 to shoot. Backs it out to Helms, who's forced to take a deep three. This one is no good, and the rebound comes down to Mia Long. Tusculum basketball, as Long will race it into the front court. Her and Duke each with 1. Got to be very careful here the rest of the way this half. Long, Williams at the top. Back to Long. She'll try a 3. That one's short. The rebound is loose. Duke can't come up with it. Helms has it and is going to be tied up. It'll be arrow to the Bulldogs of Wingate. Long really working on her long-range game, no pun intended. 36% this season from a three-point territory for the leading scorer for the team. Mia Long at 12.5 points per contest. Pardon me, it's more like 39% from 3. Witherspoon into the front court to Averett. Going baseline, watched by Locklear. The Pioneers stay in this zone. Averett, tough catch in traffic, and is rejected. Arnwine comes up with the loose ball. Some contact there, but Duke with the block. Into the front court is Tusculum. Locklear. Long, into Duke, around Jeter, and 1. Absorbing the contact and finishing with contact as Talia Jeter will pick up her first and the team's second against the Bulldogs. Jordan Quick back in for Jeter. Quick picked up a foul 19 seconds in, went out. And now as you get a foul, you just kind of trade off. So Duke will go to the stripe. 21 against LR, second 20-point game of the season. Also had 20 points against Belmont Abbey. Had 19 and 17 against the Bulldogs. 76% from the foul line. Make that 79% from the foul line over her last 11 games. And now has gone to the free throw stripe in 26 of 28 games this year. Witherspoon, a jumper from the foul line. That one is no good. And a rebound jump ball as Williams tying up the ball with Ingram. So the Pioneers will get the ball back. .325 on the clock as Mia Long takes it across the stripe for Tusculum. On the right wing, watched by Ingram. Spins on the dribble, fakes the pass, puts it off the glass, and banks it in. A little fake pass, and the parting of the Red Sea right down the middle of the lane. Ingram into the front court with some pressure. Quick to Averett. Averett backs it out behind the three-point stripe. Defense has been good for Tusculum, who lead by 5, 10-5. Into the paint, Witherspoon to answer, and draws the foul on Locklear, who just didn't get to the spot in time. And Locklear will pick up her first. And that's 6, as if it matters, just for my benefit, here in this opening quarter. 2:54 to play here in the opening quarter. It'll be Denasia Witherspoon going to the stripe, making her first. Witherspoon at 62% on the year from the stripe. Over her last 4 games at 8.2 points a game, averaging 8.7 on the year for Witherspoon. But usually her 8 points a game, probably the most meaningful. Clutch. Second is no good. Rebounded by Williams. Tusculum leads 10-6 with the ball. Long into the front court. Patterson's into the game, firing away. Bang. 3 ball by Callie Patterson from the baseline. And the Pioneers lead at 13-6. Helms into the front court for Wingate. Solve the issues of their backcourt problems early. Back door, this will be Averett with a little ball fake and a 3-second violation. Averett on the ball fake, and Robinson didn't clear the lane fast enough. Pioneers lead 13-6. They have the basketball back after the 6th turnover of the quarter by Wingate. Tusculum has 5. Long across the stripe, no pressure from Wingate, but you just know that there's something up the sleeve of Coach Ann Hancock in this whole defensive setup. They want to play staunch defense. They want to cut down dribble penetration. They pack in a zone. 9 to shoot. Long will try a 3, and this one's way off the mark. Like it missed the box. Helms into the front court for Wingate, and she knew it as soon as she let it go. She just turned. If she would have probably gone after her own miss, she had an offensive rebound. Quick, meanwhile, spins in the lane for Wingate and scores to make it 13-8 Tusculum. Mia takes it across the stripe for the Pioneers. Left side to Locklear. Baseline is Patterson. Top of the key, Williams. She'll fire a 3. Bang! Jazz Williams. 16-8 Tusculum. Opening up their largest lead of this basketball game. Into the front court is Robinson for the Bulldogs. Right side to Helms against the Pioneer zone. Maybe. And I don't know if we're going to get something on Jordan Quick in the paint. It's away from the ball. It is. That's Jordan Quick's 2nd. And team foul number 3, and it acts as a turnover. Here comes Talia Jeter. Here comes Joe Snow for the Bulldogs. A minute, 5 seconds in the first quarter. The Pioneers have a 16-8 lead. 6 of 12 from the field. And they have hit 4 of their last 6 shots. Left side is Patterson. Williams, Patterson. Patterson back to Williams for 3. In and out, no good. And the rebound to Leah Jeter. Bulldogs running into the front court. Joe Snow, Helms. This pass is deflected, but it gets to Jeter. Jeter driving on Williams, who has the block. And they whistle for the foul as Williams with a 2-handed block. And they're going to get Jazz Williams with her first. Team foul, well, it doesn't matter. It's the 2-shot foul, and it's been the bonus. So Jeter at the strike, missing on the first effort. 65% on the year from the stripe. Wingate as a team shoots 75% at the free throw line. Maya Belton is going to be into the game. Maya hadn't played the last couple of games. She is, how does Coach Carter put her? Volume shooter. She's a volume scorer. Jeter makes the 2nd. Arnwine in for the Pioneers. Final 32 seconds here of the quarter. Maya gets the ball, and if she is a breath open, it is going up. And a good shooter, over 1,000 points in her high school career at Westwood High School. Pioneers are going to wait for the final shot of this first quarter. There's 2 seconds difference, game clock to shot clock. Long, Sutton, Patterson off the dribble, contested jumper is short, no good. And the rebound Wingate, 2 seconds, 1 second. Snow gets it away, but it's blocked by Patterson. And that will end at the opening quarter of play. And at the end of 1, it's Tusculum 16. It's Wingate 9. Pioneer basketball continues from Pioneer Arena after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
There are several benefits that come along with our newly accredited ACBSP status for the College of Business programs. Among those is an instilled sense of confidence for parents and students. This includes our quality and credential faculty. This includes our strategic plan going forward, and the fact that we take into account outside feedback from students and stakeholders when designing our future programs.
Once again, the voice of the Pioneer.
So we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena. Tusculum leads 16-9, 6 of 14 from the field for the Pioneers, 43%. 5 points for Kendrea Duke. For Wingate, they're 3 of 9, 33%. Caroline Averett has 3. Averett with it right now on the baseline. Back out to Helms. Into the paint. This is Jeter working on Duke. Her jumper is up and good off the glass. Good finish by Talia Jeter. Good player. Tusculum with it into the front court. They lead 16-11. Pass out to Williams. Tusculum has hit 3 from downtown. Arnwine, Williams at the top. Here's Long from the left wing. Duke back to Long. Thought about a 3 and then said, you know what, I won't. Under 10 to shoot and looking to shovel it off to Patterson, who vacated and went back door, and Long threw it where she used to stand. So Tusculum leading, but Wingate with the basketball. 16-11. Joe Snow. Pass is deflected by Arnwine and taken by Patterson. Arnwine up ahead. Into the front court, the 8th turnover by the Bulldogs already. Duke, Long, Williams, straightaway 3. This one is short. Long with the rebound for the Pioneers, and Long came down awkwardly. I think she's just going to try to work through it. She came down awkwardly on the ankle. But she's cutting just fine. Right to the rim, put this up. This one is no good. Rebounded by Averett. Tusculum will go through stretches where they just don't score. And right now, another one of those stretches. Snow to Averett in the front court on the left wing. Witherspoon. Averett, good cut into the paint. Jumper off the glass is no good. Long rebound. Won by Mia Long. She'll race it into the front court. Patterson on the left wing. Baseline 3, Arnwine. No. Long rebound. And a whistle for a foul that's going to go against Williams. Didn't affect the play whatsoever, and they're going to get Jazz for her second. First of the second period. So Maddie Sutton is into the game. Maddie's been slowed with injury mid-season as well. This team has just battled through it. And I've said it for all of those of you of listening through the Pioneer Sports Network all year, that Devin Carter has done more with less. And if he doesn't at least get a bunch of votes for Coach of the Year, I'd be highly disappointed. I think the coaches know what he's dealt with 2 all-conference performers gone early in the season. And then the amount of injuries that he's dealt with, and then what we're going to deal with coming up as well. And again, I continue to throw that little cliffhanger out there for those, but it hasn't been released, but I'm going to release it because it's ridiculous. We're under 8 to play in the first half. Tusculum leading 16-11. They've led by as many as 8. Averett, though, will cut it to 3. 16-13 as Averett scores her 5th point. Elsewhere, it's Newberry leading Carson Newman, 29-20. That's very beneficial for Wingate. Should they win this game, they'll be the 2 seed. LR leads LMU 19-12. Based on what happens here and all this other kind of stuff, that could be where the Pioneers go. Duke in the paint is going to be blocked by Jeter. So Talia Jeter with the block, and the Bulldogs have the ball back. They're on a 5-0 run, and they'll look to cut it to 1. They can't hear. Steven missing on the baseline jumper. Rebounded by the Pioneers. Anderson with that long winning streak is leading to Taba, and a traveling violation on the Pioneers. It's their 7th turnover. And it's Queens leading Mars Hill in the battle of the, it's almost, if you're talking Premier League soccer, the teams that are in the relegation zone, they've been there for a while. Queens leading Mars Hill 24-15. 16-13 here. Long knocking the ball away from Snow. The ball is deflected into the back court. It will go out of play off of Wingate, and it will be Pioneer basketball. So a turnover on the Bulldogs, their 9th. So 16 combined turnovers in this first half. Pioneers haven't scored in, well, a long time. Sutton, her pass is tipped and stolen. Wingate basketball on the run into the front court. Snow had her pass tipped and stolen. Locklear has it. Has Jeter to beat. Will drive it to the rim, miss it. Sutton will get it and back it out to Long, and we'll reset. Locklear in the corner for three. Bang! Lovely Locklear ends the long drought for the Pioneers. Drought of 5 minutes without a point for Tusculum. 19-13 Pioneers. Snow, left side to Avery. Snow in the corner. Top of the key. Helms weaving her way through traffic. Good find on Steven, but it's blocked by Locklear. Lovely with the big bucket and the big defensive stand. Pioneers into the front court. Long right to the rim on Jeter. Put it up and in. Good ball movement by the Pioneers in a semi-fast break. 21-13. Tusculum answering the 5-0 run by Wingate with the 5-0 run of their own. On the drive, this is going to be Snow right to the paint. Put it up and in. Good drive by Snow. 21-15. Long on the right wing for the Pioneers. This will be Duke. Left side to Locklear. Locklear on the drive, and an offensive foul on Lovely. So Locklear is going to pick up her second, and it acts as another turnover. So that's the only thing about some of these fouls here in this first half on Tusculum. They're all turnovers. So 5:19 on the clock in the first half, 21-15. Steven inside to Jeter, had it blocked by Locklear. Locklear just kind of a windmill action, knocked it away from Jeter. So 5 minutes to play. Pioneers lead by 6. Mia Long on the right side, front court on the dribble. Can't get a lot of flow because of all the fouls, and another one here, and all of the turnovers, and another one here. And Hancock has sat the entire first half and gets up to argue and contest that call. So a timeout on the floor. The foul went on Robinson of Wingate. Her first, team's first. Back with free throws from Duke after this. 4:51 to play in the half. It's Tusculum 21, Wingate 15. Pioneer basketball continues on the Pioneers Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Tusculum versus Wingate. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers.
Pioneers lead 21-15. Neither team lighting it up. 8 of 21 for the Pioneers, 38%. Wingate 6 of 17, 35%. Both teams, though, have been bitten by the turnover bug. 10 for Wingate, 9 for Tusculum. Duke at the free throw line, making the first. Her second is also good. That almost didn't even move the net. It was straight down. 23-15 Tusculum as they equal their largest lead. Averett, middle of the floor, runs right at Duke, puts it up, missed the shot. Rebound taken by Duke of the Pioneers. Long racing it into the front court. Arnwine into Sutton in the paint. Sutton backs it back out to Arnwine. Pioneers set up in the half court. Long looking, now setting up the half court where she wants it. 10 seconds to shoot. Duke, Sutton on the left wing. Duke in the paint. Reversing it Long. Arnwine for three. Bang! Right at the shot clock. And the Pioneers have their largest lead of the basketball game. 26-15, Tusculum. Stephen Robinson into the front court. Here's Averett on the left wing, doubled. She'll back it out. Back out to the top, Stephen. Into the corner is Robinson. Driving on Duke, her running layup, hanging on the front of the rim and falling through. Good answer by Robinson. 26-17, Tusculum. Long on the right side. Pioneers building some foul trouble. Yolise McCupidon, their Iron Man, in minutes played at 34 this season, picked up 2 quick fouls in the opening 5 minutes and has been out since. Arnwine takes this at Jeter, who gets the block and the ball. She blocks it and catches it all in one motion. Here's a pass that's off of the shoe top of Patterson right to Robinson, who puts it up and in. 26-19, quick 4-0 spurt by the Bulldogs. Long. Sutton at the top of the key, back to Long. Sutton on the right wing. Hands it off to Arnwine. Into the paint. This will be Duke. Spins on a double team, and she's going to spin into a travel. She does a good job sealing in the paint, but she makes the move left then to the right, and Wingate is coming on the blind side, and Duke doesn't pick it up. So when she spins, unknowingly, she gets caught in somebody else's foot or their feet, and she takes an extra step herself. So it's a good game plan, no question about it, but that's what you would expect. Helms in the front court. Into the contest has come Morgan Simmons for Wingate. Steven Simmons, three-point specialist. This one is off the mark, no good. At the rebound to Simmons. As the ball, Belton knocked it away from her teammate. And finally, Jeter with an offensive rebound tip-in. 26-21, a 6-0 run by the Bulldogs. Arnwine on the left wing will drive. Little scoop shot is wildly off the mark, no good. And Wingate will force tempo into the front court with Helms. Simmons on the right wing. Back out to Simmons. The Bulldogs down 5. Helms, Robinson inside for Steven, and it's out of play. Bulldogs with their 11th turnover of the half. So a minute 57 to the half. Coming up at halftime, we'll be joined by men's basketball coach J.T. Burton. Pioneers on a 5-game winning streak, second longest in the league. Queens has 7 as they ended a decade of losing to Lincoln Memorial, ending a 24-game losing skid on Wednesday, 78-76. Long. Belton, the 3 is blocked. Wingate basketball, down 5 into the front court with 90 seconds in the half. Simmons, she'll try a 3. No. Rebound, Wingate, and that's going to be Jeter. Jumped right over Sutton to get it. Robinson on the baseline, back out to Witherspoon. Sutton, this time gambling for the ball, comes up with it. It's still loose, and they're going to say it's going to be tied up, and the arrow's going to favor Tusculum. Looked like Sutton almost rolled over with the basketball, so fortunate that the Pioneers are going to get the basketball. We used to have some people who were, we had some mops here at Pioneer Arena. They had the nice little Pioneer logo on it to clean up the floor. We don't. We need somebody to throw the ball in. Long will throw it in to Patterson, back to Long. So a minute 5 to play in the half. Duke, left side to Arnwine. Pioneers, again, another dry spell without scoring. And Belton is going to throw the ball into Duke, and the ball is kicked all the way into the other end, near the in-arena concession area. So Locklear is going to check in. We did not see Cupidon the rest of the half after she picked up those 2 personal fouls after her first 4 minutes of the game. Leading the team in minutes played per game, 3rd in the league. Long on the inbound. 13 to shoot, 50 seconds to play. You almost feel as if the Pioneers need a bucket this possession. Long dribbles it off her kneecap. Into the corner, Locklear with 5 to shoot. She doesn't know it. Long doesn't know it either. They're going to force one up, and it's short, and it's a shot clock violation. So Bulldog basketball, 9-second difference, game clock, shot clock, and a big possession here, momentum-wise, for the Bulldogs. Down 5. They were once down 11 at 26 to 15. Jeter spins on Duke, and a lot of contact. She's going to travel. Good defensive stand by the Pioneers, and they can take the final shot. Need to get somebody who remembers that they have to throw the ball in. Sutton will be into the game for the Pioneers. Williams with 2 fouls, Cupidon with 2, Locklear with 2. Wingate does not have that type of foul trouble. They have 4 fouls committed the first half. Mia Long from the right side to the center of the floor on the dribble. Gives it up to Patterson. Patterson, Long, Sutton, Duke, Sutton. Top of the key, Long. Out to Patterson. 3 to shoot. She'll pull up. Bang. Pull-up jumper from the foul line for Callie Patterson. A quiet first half for her, but the Pioneers get the last 2 of the half. And Tusculum will go to the locker room leading by 7. At halftime, it's Tusculum 28 and the Wingate Bulldogs 21. Coming up here at the half, a conversation with Pioneer coach J.T. Burton. That's when we come back after this as you listen to Pioneer Basketball, Tusculum, and Wingate on the Pioneer Sports Network.
They support Tusculum student athletes by joining the Pioneer Club. The Pioneer Club supports Tusculum's athletic programs and its student athletes. Enjoy benefits such as invitation to special events, tailgates, and a discount card for the Tusculum bookstore. Join the Pioneer Club today. Ladies and gentlemen, today we honor 2 members of the Tusculum University Spirit Squad who are cheering at their final regular season home event with the Pioneers. Our first senior is Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan is majoring in sports science with a minor in coaching. Jonathan says, favorite thing about cheer, holding a girl above my head with one arm, along with the continuous support from my coaches and teammates to be a better athlete in person. He's being escorted today by his parents, Robert and Simone Taylor. From Spring City, Tennessee, Jonathan Taylor. Our final senior is Taylor Rhodes. Taylor is majoring in journalism, professional writing, and visual communications. Taylor says the best thing about my cheer career, with the help of my coaches, my teammates, trainers, and teachers, I have grown smarter and stronger in the gym, on the field, and in the classroom. I was pushed past my comfort zone, and I learned what it meant to be a part of something bigger than myself. No matter how rough life is, I've always had a family behind me to push me to reach my highest potential. I can now say I'm able to face life after college because of the Pioneer cheer experience. She's being escorted today by her parents, Joseph and Chastity Tucker, and her brother, Michael Tucker. From Clarksville, Tennessee, Taylor Rhodes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Spirit Coordinator Jessica Inscore and the Tusculum University in giving a round of applause for our senior Spirit Squad members, Jonathan Taylor and Taylor Rhodes.
Well, here we stand right now in what is rapidly becoming the Niswonger College of Optometry. The newest school in the country, on the 24th, is presently going through all of the necessary steps for the Accreditation Council on Optometric Education to review what we're doing and see if it's acceptable to begin to recruit and train students for the College of Optometry. The rapid pace which has developed, as you'll soon see in all of the photos, just a few short 6 weeks ago, construction had not even begun. Our facilities department had the savings of tens of thousands of dollars, have been all over during the break to produce what you see are the optometric examination laboratories for both our first and second years. The Accreditation Council is very particular that we have an on-patient access clinic, as are we particular about that, because that will serve our students, will serve our faculty and our staff and our other neighbors in the area. This will be a state-of-the-art college in the modern era of the new optometric physician. Our students will be trained in optometric medicine in a very different curriculum. The present stage, as you can see, is where we have individuals who are working on the classrooms, working on all the examination laboratories, and at the same time constructing our administrative offices for our new College of Health Sciences. We've been working diligently to recruit a very good faculty that will begin to teach our first-year students, dependent upon the evaluation by the Accreditation Council. As you begin the journey, this was just a year ago a dream. People spoke about it. There were no faculty. I had just come on campus. Dr. James Hurley, our president, had just begun to discuss a College of Optometry with our board and members on our board, Chairman Dr. Greg Nelson. This rapidly has expanded into complete support by both the board and the president's administrative staff for what will be one of the outstanding schools in the nation.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
You got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years.
It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
There are several benefits that come along with our newly accredited ACBSP status for the College of Business programs. Among those is an instilled sense of confidence for parents and students. This includes our quality and credentialed faculty. This includes our strategic plan going forward, and the fact that we take into account outside feedback from students and stakeholders when designing our future programs.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the pioneer experience for yourself.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. all the ingredients for family.
Now, with the call, the voice of the Pioneers.
So the Pioneers leading 28-21 here at halftime. Again, neither team shooting it just phenomenally there in the first half, and turnovers seem to be a big problem for both teams. Tusculum wrapping up the regular season. A win today would put them as the number 4 seed. The Wingate Bulldogs are hoping for a number 2. That they need a win and a Carson Newman loss. And right now Carson Newman is losing, but they trail here at halftime. No lead is insurmountable. Good defensive teams. Tusculum allowing just 55 points a game. Wingate at 58 points a game. So the Bulldogs will have the ball to start the second half. It'll be Witherspoon. Helms will start the second half. Robinson, Averett, and Talia Jeter starts the second half. A tip ball that's knocked away. It's through the legs of a couple of players and picked up by Duke and into the hands of Arnwine. So a turnover to start the second half. Pioneer basketball. This will be Long out to Arnwine. Arnwine with Long, Williams, Cupidon, and Duke. That's the starting 5 for Pioneer coach Devin Carter. Arnwine on the right side. To the top is Williams. Trying to throw it on a double team and a bad pass. Turnover as they are not allowing the ball to go inside to Duke. Averett on the right wing. Bounce pass. Oh, nice wraparound pass to Witherspoon. Missed the layup. Rebounded by the Pioneers' Williams. Into the front court. This will be Long. It's a big miss by a clutch player in Witherspoon. Top of the key. Now Cupidon. Long. They do get it into the paint, but Talia Jeter comes up with yet another steal, knocking the ball away, and entry passes have been suspect for the Pioneers. So the Pioneers' 13th turnover, right at their season average. They have yet to attempt a shot in the second half. Jeter drives on Long right to the rim and draws the foul against Duke, which will be her second. But a good take by Jeter. She did not hesitate. Went right at the paint when she realized that Mia Long was defending her. Actually took her off the dribble. So the second on Duke and the first on the Pioneers. So Jeter will go to the free throw line with the Pioneers leading at 28-21. Her first free throw rim's good. Jeter's 6th point, has 4 steals, 4 blocks. Missing the second, and the rebound out to Mia Long. Long racing it into the front court. Around Duke, puts it up, missed it. Duke battling for the rebound, just taps it outside to Arnwine. Williams in stride. Her 3 is no good. The rebound taken by Jeter. Jeter's 7th of the game. So 28-22. Williams missing from three-point territory, has been clutch all year from 3. Hitting 39% after opening her career 4 of 11 from 3. Right side, baseline. Robinson had it knocked away and stolen by Mia Long. Long gets it into the hands of Williams. Back to Long, her first steal of the game. Long into the front court. 28-22. This is, you just never really can get transition points. Can't get real excited. Long forcing a tough shot that won't go. And the rebound taken away by Wingate. Robinson into the front court. Averett to the baseline. She has to be turned away. Witherspoon gives it up to Jeter, and another whistle inside. Duke got turned around, and it's going to go on her. It will be her third. And a big call on Kendrea, who had to have had a season high in minutes played in the first half with 17 minutes, has picked up number 3. So Jeter going to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. And Jeter makes the first. So Coach Carter's going to roll the dice a bit here. They're going to leave Duke into the game. Ingram and Steven will check in for Wingate. Jeter with her second to make it a 4-point game. Cannot get that one. And the rebound, Jazz Williams. Tusculum basketball, they lead by 5. Long will take it into the front court for the Pioneers. Long on the right wing. Cupidon from the top of the key. Down the lane. Little stop and go. Jumper is no good, and the rebound by Talia Jeter once again for Wingate. Cupidon yet to get going. You know, I kind of jokingly said, well, she's cut the hair. Hopefully it doesn't have the effect of Hercules. Yeah, I think it does a little bit. Averett down the lane, going to count that bucket, and one. And Mia Long is going to pick up her second. And the team's third with 6:48 to play here in the third. Pioneer offense leaking oil, and Wingate just hanging around based on their defense. Averett gets it to go. And a timeout will be asked for by the Pioneers. So we'll take it, and we'll return in 1 minute. 6:48 to play in the third. It's Tusculum 28, Wingate 26. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce. As a local farmer, it really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Devin Carter gets the timeout with the Pioneers leaking oil offensively, and the Bulldogs scored just 5 points here in this second half, but Tusculum has turned it over, nearly turned it over again. Wingate comes with some pressure, and it's caused some problems for the Pioneers getting into the front court, but they do get there. Almost turning it over once again. Cupidon driving on Averett, kicks it out to Williams. Williams to Long with 8 to shoot. Into the paint. Here's Duke. Little drive, put it up, and missed this one. And the rebound comes down to Robinson, who hits the floor. And into the basketball, or I should say into the hands, is Arnwine. After Robinson stumbles, lost the ball. So the Pioneers fortunately get it back. And need a bucket this possession in a big way. Cupidon has tried. And the defense for Wingate has been good. And Duke once again, good position, but overshoots the rim this time. And the rebound taken away by Ingram. Steven into the front court for the Bulldogs, who can tie it or take their first lead on this possession. Robinson, Jeter, been the best player on the floor here in this second half. But turns it over as Arnwine comes up with the steal. Was looking for Robinson in the paint. Pioneers basketball. 28-26. You know, all the turnovers, you could say, just a product of the opposing team's defense. We've had 29 turnovers, the 16th on the Bulldogs. Tusculum with 13. Arnwine out to Cupidon. Little floater in the lane, still won't go. Jeter clears yet another rebound for Wingate. Pioneers have opened up this second half, 0 for 7 from the field. Haven't scored in the second half as we approach 5 minutes to play. Another long scoring drought for the Pioneers in the game. They already had a 5-minute drought in the first half. Followed that up with a 4-minute drought. Averett on the right wing. Into the paint, Steven. Pass is knocked away by Duke with 5 seconds to shoot. And that's going to take us to a timeout on the floor. Thought so. 4:50 to play in the third. We go to a break, and we're back right after this. Tusculum 28, Wingate 26. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
There are several benefits that come along with our newly accredited ACBSP status for the College of Business programs. Among those is an instilled sense of confidence for parents and students. This includes our quality and credentialed faculty. This includes our strategic plan going forward, and the fact that we take into account outside feedback from students and stakeholders when designing our future programs.
(28-26) Tusculum. Wingate basketball. 5 seconds to shoot out of the timeout. Robinson driving on Cupidon. Baseline is blocked, and a shot clock violation will go against Wingate. Good defense by both Duke and Cupidon. Not sure who got the block. They were both there. So the Pioneers will face pressure from Wingate. Was waiting to see if Coach Hancock would pull this string. And she does, and she's going to force a turnover. Ball goes all the way into the Pioneer backcourt, tracked down by Averett. Pressing teams don't like to be pressed. Steven for the tie is good on the baseline. Tied at 28. And a whistle and a foul in backcourt on Steven. Steven will pick up her first, team's first, and you can roll this die. You can roll the dice, play as aggressive as you want. You haven't fouled anybody in the game. You've sat back and you've let Tusculum walk it into the front court the entire game. And now the Pioneers with the pressure. Long throws it into the front court to Arnwine. Skip it to Williams. Open for three. Bang! Jazz Williams with the much-needed bucket for this struggling offense. Pioneers lead at 31-28 after Steven ties the game, which was our third tie. Talia Jeter from the left wing. Ingram at the top of the key. Knocked away by Mia Long, comes up with the steal. Long running at Averett. Will drive and draw the foul on Caroline. Long will earn a trip to the free throw line as the Pioneers try to get in transition for the first time. Averett will pick up her first and the team's second. Long second steal of the game. And Mia will go to the free throw line, who's improved her free throw shooting. Career 52%. She's at 53% this season. And Mia, who scored double figures in 18 of 24 games this year, has been laboring a bit offensively. She was injured, missed the Anderson game due to an illness, and has just not really been the same, averaging just 9 points a game in the 7 games since, but had a big game on Wednesday night against LMU. Missing her first, making her second. Pioneers by 4, 32-28. They'll come with their pressure, which has been there all game. Ingram into the front court. Steven right at the midcourt stripe. Ingram on the left wing. 3.5 left in the third. A 4-point game, and Kendrea Duke steps in front of a tip pass and comes up with the steal. Long racing it into the front court. Around Steven to Duke, back to Long. Working on Avery. Back to Duke. Here's Cupidon to Long. And we'll reset. Wingate so organized defensively. Williams. And a whistle that's going inside. Duke battling. And it's Ingram. That's going to be whistled for the foul. Her first and the team's third. Helms and Witherspoon back in for the Bulldogs. Patterson is also in for the Pioneers. Cupidon to inbound. Been a struggle for Yo-Yo in the game. Does have 3 points. Williams to Cupidon. Duke at the top of the key to Mia. Long to Patterson on the right wing. Into Duke. Had her shot rejected by Jeter. And Jeter with her 5th of the game. You recall the Queens game where Kendrea Duke just continued to have her shots rejected. And that game against Queens eventually adjusted and went crazy. Duke, Williams, Patterson, 5 to shoot, 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Drives and had it blocked by Jeter on a shot clock violation. So the Pioneers lead 32-28, and both of these defenses so good. But this is a little bit ridiculous. Neither team can get into any type of flow. I guess if you like these type of games, you're going to love it. Averett, Witherspoon, Robinson. Averett for 3. That's just a clutch. The first 3-pointer made of the game for the Bulldogs, and when you need her to make one, she does. 38% from downtown, Caroline Averett, 32-31 Tusculum. Long, Williams, back to Long. 2 minutes to play in the third. It's got the feel of a heavyweight fight, neither team giving in. Duke missing in close once again. Jeter's defense has been fantastic. Averett racing it into the front court. The Bulldogs can take their first lead of the game. Robinson for the lead. Yes. The Bulldogs lead 33-32. Little 10-foot jumper by Courtney Robinson. And the first lead for Wingate. You know the Pioneers must answer, and they need to go on a streak. Cupidon runs into a double team, jump ball, and the arrow will stay with the Pioneers. Seems like every jump ball stays with Tusculum. So the Pioneers will inbound, baseline front court. As they move it right to left, Rejoice to Midge this second half as we view it. Here's Cupidon driving on Helms to the rim and in. Yolizma Cupidon with the big dribble drive take. Wingate quickly into the front court. It's Robinson. Pioneers back and organized defensively. And Robinson backs it out near the midcourt stripe. Jeter. Helms on the right side. Starting to get a little atmosphere. Witherspoon, bank shot is good. 35-34 Wingate. A big moment there for Witherspoon, who had labored. Her first field goal. Long knocked it away, but got it right back. Cupidon. He can hang on to the basketball. It's like a hot potato. Cupidon on Jeter. Big time rejection. Duke with the rebound to Williams. 3-ball Arnwine. Bang! Jayla Arnwine with the big 3. 15 seconds in the third. The Pioneers back in front. Averett, top of the key. Backdoor look is Jeter. Spinning, shooting, missing. Rebound is tipped. Averett has it with 3, with 2. Robinson forcing it at the buzzer. It's no good. And that will end the third quarter of play. And at the end of 3, it's Tusculum 37, Wingate 35. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries.
Neither team has shot very well in this basketball game. Neither team has been stellar. But we're starting to pick it up at go time. At the end of 37-35, Wingate down 2, but they'll have the ball to start the second half. Tusculum hit just 3 of 14 shots in that third quarter. Wingate was 5 of 8. They're up to 44% for the game. Tusculum at 33% for the game. Helms, Averett, back outside. This will be Robinson, a 3. That one is no good. Rebound by Duke. Clears the rebound for the Pioneers into the hands of Mia Long. 7 for Duke, now with 5 rebounds. Talia Jeter has been phenomenal. 7 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks. Closing in on a triple-double. Williams, big moment. No, from 3. And the rebound, Averett has it for Wingate. Harassed in that backcourt, but gets it to Helms. Helms running it into the front court. Robinson on the baseline. Backs it out, Averett for the lead. No. Long rebound out to Williams. A minute gone in the fourth. The Pioneers by 2, 37-35. Mia Long between the rings in the front court. Long on the dribble drive, and nothing. Missing it short. Caroline Averett with it. Long thought she was fouled. Coach Carter definitely thought she was fouled, but haven't been a whole lot of contact in the paint. Duke with the block, this time on Jeter. Gets it to Long, into the front court. Racing it into the front court. Arnwine left open in the corner. Bang! Jayla Arnwine from downtown. Pioneers by 5 at 40-35 with 8:15 to play in the third. Jeter in the front court for Wingate, breaking the Pioneer press. Robinson will set up in the half court. Top of the key is Witherspoon. Left side is Helms. Pioneers have gone zone the entire game. Helms dumping it down to Robinson. Baseline Witherspoon, 15-footer is off the mark. That one's no good. And a rebound foul that's going to go on Arnwine, just battling to get the ball from Helms. There was more contact on the Mia Long drive to the rim moments ago than there was there. First on the team in the second half, in the fourth quarter, I should say. Arnwine picking up her second. Bulldog inbound, baseline front court. Averett rejected by Williams. And a jump ball and the arrow to favor the Pioneers once again as Wingate started with the basketball here in this fourth quarter. So Pioneers with it into the front court. Cupidon on the right side. Needs some help. Finds Long, and a timeout's going to be asked for by Devin Carter. So we'll take the timeout as well. Back in 1 minute to Pioneer Arena. 7:30 to play in the game. Tusculum 40, Wingate 35. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Voice of the Pioneers.
So the Pioneers lead 40-35. Tusculum with the ball out of this timeout. Looking for Duke. Ball is knocked away and saved for a moment, and a shot clock violation. They're going to say a jump ball before a shot clock violation. So Wingate's going to retain the arrow. So we don't change the arrow. And the Pioneers still lead by 5, but now Wingate with the basketball. On the drive, down the lane, is going to be rejected. Duke with the block on Jeter. And Duke gets a big block. They're trying to determine whether or not the arrow needs to change, and I believe the official ruled that it was a shot clock violation first, so there was no reason to change the arrow, I think, is what the discussion is about. Gary Roberts will come over and tell us. Shot clock violation. Other scores in the league, they're in the fourth, they're almost over. And Carson Newman has rallied, and they have the lead against Newberry 63-58. They're under a minute to play there. That's big time. Anderson blowing away Catawba. Queens has rallied against Mars Hill, blowing them away. It's a 1-point LR lead against LMU. About the same amount of time that we have here. 7 minutes to play. Tusculum by 5 at 40-35. Joe Snow back on the floor. Jeter down the lane. Runner is no good. Witherspoon offensive rebound. Her putback is good. Clutch. Just big moment, big time. Pioneers by 3. Pioneers need a clutch performance. Cupidon has provided a lot of that this year, along with Duke. Long. Duke on the left wing, a long way from the bucket. Arnwine. Duke. Left block. Nice little pump fake. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Jeter, whose defense has been great on Duke in the game, who has labored at shooting the basketball. Duke is 2 of 9. Wingate nearly turning it over here. Would have been their 20th of the game. But they keep possession, just getting it across the stripe. Snow. Helms on the left wing. Backdoor to Witherspoon all alone. Lays it up and in. Slicing the defensive zone right apart. 40-39 Pioneers. No question need a bucket this possession. 14 field goals made by the Pioneers. 8 of them have been from 3. 15 field goals for the Bulldogs. Only 1 from 3. Williams, Arnwine. On the drive on Jeter. And you're just not getting anything in the paint. And a jump ball and the arrow to favor the Bulldogs. Jeter got a piece of that one, which will bring her tally to number 8 in blocks. A monumental game. So Locklear is into the game right now for Duke. She's getting a breather. Bulldogs can reclaim the lead. It would be the 5th lead change if that's the case. They led 33-32, 35-34. Helms right down the lane. Her runner is no good, but the rebound goes right to Witherspoon. Quick runner is no good. Rebounded by Williams of the Pioneers. Hands it off to Mia Long. Good aggressive play by Jazz Williams. Pioneers maintaining that 1-point lead. Tusculum's largest lead has been 11. That came early. Williams in the paint. Little cutter on Witherspoon. She draws the foul. And Jazz Williams will be going to the free throw line as Denasia Witherspoon picking up her first and the team's first. Williams, well, I don't know how to say it to be very polite. I'll try to be as polite as I can. She's a much better three-point shooter than she is a free throw shooter. That's her second made free throw of the year. She's 2 for 8. Made 1 of 2. Pioneers lead by 2, 41-39. Averett in the backcourt. Long pass front court. Helms, free run to the bucket. Driving, shooting, and scored. Williams gambled for the steal, and it left Helms all alone. We're tied at 41. The poise by Ann Hancock on the bench I'm always so impressed. She's able just to kind of sit there and let her team work through it. They're so good defensively. Two very good defensive teams on display here today. 8 to shoot for Mia Long. Look away. Drives on Snow, and Snow reaching for the foul. Snow with her first, team second. She did a good job to stay in front of Long. At the free throw line is going to go Mia Long. No good on the first. That line drive free throw, it's how she shoots. It barely grazes the front of the rim and hopped over, but it didn't go. Second. This one does hop over the front of the rim, catch the back of the rim, and fall through. Duke back into the game. Duke, Williams, Cupidon, Locklear, and Long. Witherspoon, Averett runs it across the stripe. Jeter on the right wing. 4 minutes to play. Tusculum by 1. Robinson knocked away. Stolen by the Pioneers. Duke knocking away. Long driving it, draws the foul. As she loses it going up, would have missed the shot easily, but you could hear the slap, and the foul goes against the Wingate Bulldogs. As Averett, I believe, was the one that got back. So Helms whistled for the foul, her first, and the third on the team. .351 to play. Mia Long at the free throw line again, and again missing the first. Second by Long is good. Pioneers by 2, 43-41. Bulldog basketball. Pioneers 5 straight losses to Wingate. Snow, Witherspoon, Helms. This will be Jeter. It's no good. And then Averett gets it in his foul. Jazz Williams will be whistled for her third. The Pioneers just could not get the rebound as the Bulldogs just crashing the glass. Everybody, it seemed like, touch it in that possession. And Averett's going to go to the stripe at 89% on the year. Good on her first. Another tight game here at Pioneer Arena for this Pioneer women's team as Averett knocks down both. 43-43, 3.5 to play. Pioneer basketball just have not been able to stay on track with their offense. Neither team has been able to do it consistently. Wingate has been better here in the second. Locklear on the top of the key. Cupidon lobbing it inside, and it's read beautifully by Wingate, and another entry pass that's knocked away. All right, it's not worked, and it's not worked the entire second half. Wingate ball, chance to lead. Snow, Witherspoon, who came up with that steal. Jeter working on Duke. Spinning and losing the ball. Locklear up ahead. She'll drive, and offensive foul that's going to go against Locklear. There is no way that Snow was there in time. But quite honestly, the Pioneer fast break slowed up. Maybe it allowed her to get there on time. Either way, it's the call that was made. Tied at 43, 2:47 to play. Big stop defensively, another stop defensively by either team. Averett with it in the front court, 2:35 to play. Snow will back it out near the midcourt stripe. Here's Averett. Helms. 8 to shoot. Helms. Passes deflected. Averett will have to take a tough one. A tough runner, my goodness, is good at the buzzer. It was contested. She hit it on a runner. And the Bulldogs lead 45-43. 2 minutes to play. Those are seniors. Witherspoon, Averett have been huge here in the fourth. Do the Pioneers have an answer? Duke. And a 3-second violation? What has been called? A 3-second violation? I don't. Oh, it's ridiculous. 45-43. A minute 52 to play. Don't determine the outcome of a game. That's all we ask. Ever. Snow in the backcourt. Had it knocked away once and twice. Jeter gets it. Arnwine comes up with the steal. Staunch defense by the Pioneers. Mia Long quickly into the front court, down 2 with 90 seconds to play. 45-43. Pioneers have led 80%, 90% of this game. And now the Pioneers are going to call a timeout. All right, so the big reveal coming up at the men's halftime. We're going to chat with the Vice President of Athletics, Doug Jones, about a situation involving Tusculum that some of you may have already seen in game notes or on the South Atlantic Conference website, which has been, it's up now. The Pioneers are going to have to vacate 4 wins this season in conference play. Those 4 wins involve Mars Hill and Coker, Newberry, and Newberry. Now, obviously, games they won emphatically and in big ways, especially the Mars Hill Coker game, for playing an ineligible player. The Pioneers need to win today because of that to stay in the 4th spot to be at home. If the Pioneers are to lose, they're going to need to get some help to stay here, or we're going to travel to LR or LMU next Wednesday. So a bogus raw deal, no question about it, for the Pioneers. Patterson's on the floor with 8 seconds to shoot. Her three-pointer is no good, rebounded by Denasia Witherspoon, and the Bulldogs are going to get a timeout and a chance to advance it with 1:08 to play in the basketball game. And the Bulldogs just trying to hang on. So Patterson, who just entered the game, took a tough contested 3, although I'd let Patterson shoot it every single time. But the Pioneers have to feel as if one is slipping away here. The Bulldogs are 1 of 6 from 3, but the bucket that gave them the lead was the end of the shot clock and Caroline Averett getting the floater. That's where we are. So the Pioneers need a big win, need to win to be number 4 in the league, or they'll have to have some help. Wingate needs a win to be potentially number 2, but Carson Newman has rallied and is leading on the road at Newberry, South Carolina. Ready for a great finish with 1 minute 8 seconds to play in a 2-point game for the Wingate Bulldogs. Out of the Wingate timeout, they do not advance it. Snow in the backcourt. Lob it into the front court to Helms, a dangerous catch, but just made it right at the shot clock violation. We're going under a minute. Averett dragging that pivot foot, got away with it. Snow driving on Cupidon. Tough runner that's no good. But guess what? There's Witherspoon with the huge rebound. Shot clock violation. Ball did not hit the rim. And the Pioneers have the ball back with 40 seconds to play. Patterson back in for Tusculum. Pioneers with 40 seconds, down 2. Trying to end a 5-game skid to the Wingate Bulldogs. Last win, overtime, 2016 on this floor. Are we looking at that? Pioneer ball, front court, into the paint to Duke. Working against Quick. Tough jumper is good. Jordan Quick enters. Talia Jeter was out, and Jeter has handcuffed Duke the entire game, and Duke is able to tie the game. And Wingate is going to call the timeout and advance the ball to midcourt. So a Pioneer team with 22 seconds to play in the game will have to survive a last-second offensive possession for this Wingate Bulldog team. All right, so once again, to recap, the Pioneers must win to be at home as the 4 seed, or I don't know if they can get enough help to stay in the number 4 seed with a loss based on the percentages of win or loss. LMU, Newberry, LR, all vying for that. Although Newberry was losing, LMU was losing. If it's LR, the Pioneers have swept them if they somehow finish in some kind of a crazy percentage tie. So I don't know how that is going to work out, but we're going to be joined at halftime of the men's game by the Vice President of Athletics, Doug Jones. He's going to explain all of this and why they had to vacate the 4 wins in league play to begin with. So here we go. Final 22 seconds of the game. 45-45. Robinson. Watched by Long. Neither team into the bonus, so they have a foul to give. 13 seconds. Robinson. Runs into Williams. 8 seconds. Robinson. Gets around, loses it. Long with the steal. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. It's no good at the buzzer as Cupidon couldn't finish. And we'll play an extra period. Overtime coming up when we return as the Pioneers tried to go coast to coast right at the end, and Cupidon couldn't get the ball to the rim. End of regulation. Tusculum 45, Wingate 45. Overtime is next on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Once again, the voice of the Pioneers.
Opening tip of overtime is won by the Pioneers. We welcome you back. Pioneers and the Bulldogs go an extra 5. Tied at 45. Mia Long. Williams in the paint to Duke. Working on Jeter. Goes to the right and can't finish. Jeter, good defense once again. And Duke having an off night. Avery with 15. Once again, just kind of always there. 15. 8 rebounds for Caroline Averett as well. Talia Jeter's line. 11 rebounds, now 12. 7 points and 8 blocks. Pretty good number. No Pioneers in double figures. Averett. 2 to shoot. Another floater, no good. And the rebound pulled down by the Pioneers' Duke. Duke has 9 points, 7 rebounds. She's 3 of 11 from the field. 9 points for Arnwine, 7 points for Williams. So a lot of help. A lot of people have contributed. But 45-45 at the end of regulation. Defensive struggle. Long. Duke from 18 feet. No. So she can't hit from 18 either. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. 3:35 in the overtime. Snow into the front court. Into the hands of Jeter. Now on the right side. In the paint, Jeter on a double team, and she's going to be fouled. Duke and Williams were there both. And it's going on Duke. That's going to be her fourth. And that's a big call because it will give Wingate the bonus the rest of this overtime with that foul. Jeter makes the free throw. Closing in on a double-double. Made them both. Tusculum into the front court, down 2. Left side is Cupidon. Into the paint. This shot is blocked by Jeter on Duke again, and she saves it from going out of play. Long battles to get it. Jeter has it, and a whistle and a foul eventually on Long. It's going to send Jeter to the free throw line again. And Mia Long is going to be whistled for her third. And Jeter will go and shoot 2, looking to give the Bulldogs their largest lead of the game. It would be 3, would be their largest lead. Jeter's free throw. She's made 3 straight. She's huge. How big has she been in this game? Jeter with 10 points, 6 of 9 at the free throw line, 13 rebounds, and now 9 blocks. A block away from a triple-double. 4 straight free throws, 4-point Wingate lead. 49-45, under 3 to play. Pioneers have to have an answer. Patterson is back out there, stretching the defense. Patterson off the dribble for 2, forced it. Rebound pulled away by Wingate. A lot of contact on that pull-up jumper as well, and Helms comes out of the pack with it. In the paint, Witherspoon on Duke, playing with 4 fouls. Jeter, and the ball out of bounds off Jeter. So 49-45. Wingate with their largest lead. We're in the overtime. Patterson. Long. 2 minutes to play. Duke triple teamed. Long. Cupidon takes off right at Jeter. Kicks it out to Patterson. Arnwide extra pass. This one's short. Cupidon rebound. Her putback is short. Duke with the rebound out to Long. Pioneers just need a bucket. Just got to find a way. Cupidon's layup attempt at the end of regulation with time winding down was short. It's just been an off night. Patterson. 15 to shoot for the Pioneers. Wants a screen. Pick and roll with Duke. Puts it up and in. Kendrea Duke found a little daylight that time and cuts the lead to 2. Averett in the backcourt. Runs into Arnwine, then runs it into the front court. Helms with 1:10 to play. 49-47. Pioneers need a stop. Witherspoon. Snow from the left wing. A minute to play. 3 seconds to shoot. Helms had her shot blocked. It's out of play off Tusculum with 1 to shoot. So 1 to shoot. Wingate will inbound baseline front court after the block 3. .53 seconds to play. Big moment here for the Pioneers. They need a stop. Averett gets it. Shot it short, though. I don't think she was expecting the pass. I mean, it was not just short. It was woefully short. Like, even she's laughing. Like, it was like 5 feet short. That's why I don't think she was anticipating it. Pioneers are going to burn a timeout here in this overtime period with 51 seconds to play. Once again, down 2 points. Catch your breath. We're going to go a little bit long here. A Pioneer basketball team that is in search of a win to be number 4 in the conference standings. And I'm assuming, even though we have somebody here doing the scores and all that stuff, Carson Newman has won. And I'm going to assume LR had the lead late on LMU in that one, but I don't have that update. I suppose I could just look them up myself. So why we pay somebody to be here to do it is beyond me. It's a Pioneer basketball team that has led the entire way with the exception of this overtime. They led by 8 at halftime. But Wingate took the lead late. Pioneers tied it late thanks to Kendrea Duke. And this Pioneer basketball team now search to tie it up here in the overtime as well. LR has beaten LMU. So, you know, we're sitting here thinking that could be the flip-flop there. Tusculum could be the 5 seed. Where does it put LR in the conversation? Again, so much to talk about. They'll release the conference tournament seedings at this would be the last game of the night at the end of this, after they get it all sorted out. Cupidon, inside, outside, Patterson for 3. It's short. Rebound by Duke. Pioneers get a second chance, and Patterson maybe another chance as well. And the Pioneers trail by 2 with 34 seconds to play, burning their final timeout. It's the 30-second timeout that they have. It's a Pioneer basketball team. So LR has won. The Carson Newman women have rallied to win, 63-61. LR's won 58-55. My station engineer, who doesn't get paid to give me scores, doing just that. Thank you. So Carson Newman has won. So Wingate cannot be 2, it would appear. They will be 3, despite the outcome here. Tusculum needs the win to be 4. They control their own destiny. But since LR has won, it will be very interesting to see how that all plays out. The 7th-ranked team in the region, Tusculum, battling the 4th-ranked team in the region, Wingate. How that will have implications on the region rankings with the Pioneer loss. Obviously would probably take them out. Mia Long out of the timeout. Cupidon down 2 in overtime. Long for 3. No. 8 seconds. Wingate basketball with 4 seconds. And the Pioneers didn't recognize it, and they didn't foul right away. They did not get the shot they wanted as Long had to take the 3. It didn't go. Wingate got the rebound. Joe Snow had it and was dribbling around. She can seal it. Pioneers don't have any timeouts, so they can't advance it. So Snow to the stripe. She hit the big 3 at Wingate in January. She knocks down a big free throw there from 85%. Diaper Dandy out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Second. Good. Icing on the cake. (51-47). Bulldogs by 4. Pioneers will roll the inbound and be picked up at the midcourt stripe by Mia Long. And a foul. They had it to give. That's smart play. Heads up play. Good coaching. So Pioneers will inbound it with 1.5 on the clock, and Wingate down the entire game. Their defense and Talia Jeter rallying them to a victory, it would appear. And a ball that will go out of bounds off of Callie Patterson. So I'm trying to wonder if they did call the whistle, blow the whistle for a foul. Well, they have given the ball back to Tusculum. This will be a tough one to swallow. Based on the implications of, and the officials still trying to talk, it's just trying to finish the final 2/10 of this game. In overtime, Wingate's going to come on the road and apparently take one from Tusculum. The game is over. They do not count the shot that Patterson hit, and the Bulldogs knock off the Pioneers. So the Pioneers win. They defeat, or pardon me, the Bulldogs win. They defeat the Tusculum Pioneers 51-47 here in overtime, and Talia Jeter with a mammoth game. Double-double, 11 points, 14 rebounds, and 1 block away from a triple-double. I don't know if they will give her the official block, if it was have counted as the block right there near the end of the overtime period or not. Let's take a break. We'll be joined by Devin Carter after this. Again, your final. Tusculum 51, Wingate 47. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
You got a stat sheet? You got the following?
No. Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network has been brought to you by
Greenville Federal Bank. The red, white, blue Marathon Quick Stop Partner. By Wash Depot, Hometown Realty and Auction.
I'll have it.
Of the Pioneers, Ryan.
So we welcome you back into our Pioneer postgame. Wingate survives Tusculum overtime, 51-47, joined by Pioneer coach Devin Carter, and we talked in our pregame about Talia Jeter and the effect that she had. You know, we'll get to our mistakes, but she was very big for them in this contest.
Yeah, 11 points, 14 rebounds, 9 blocks, almost had a triple-double. And at the end of the day, guys, is you know, they made more plays than us. They got more stops than us down the stretch. You know, had a chance to win it there, and just didn't make a layup.
It didn't go with
and didn't make a layup. And so, you know, we had opportunities. Can't really blame it here nor there. We didn't shoot the ball great, and at the end of the day, a team like that is going to score enough points to beat you. Felt like, you know, obviously in the second half they got to the line a lot more than we did, and I thought that was the difference in the ball game. They're getting to the line, and us, our ability not to be able to.
You know, we had a few more mistakes than we normally do. We've been very good this year. Even though we had 11 first-half turnovers, finishing the second half and the overtime with just 7, but that's still too many. You don't like that. We didn't score off their turnovers either.
Right, we didn't, and you know what? It was a combination of us not finishing around the rim. It was a combination of them doing a great job, you know, getting back and we just didn't make enough plays when we got turnovers to score off of.
You got to make shots in this game, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think we executed what we wanted to do. The ball just would not go in today.
Yeah, it wouldn't go in, and that's the thing that's tough. You get an opportunity to get wide open shots, and felt like we got them, and we just didn't take advantage of them. Felt like we just left a couple short, and at the end of the day, that's going to cost you a ball game.
We do so well in our transition game after steals, but also we're surprisingly good on second possessions in the half court, and it just seems as if they really limited that. They won the battle of the glass. We're very successful when we win the rebounding battle, but not today. That wasn't to be. Well, why were they so effective on us, keeping us off the glass?
I felt like their bigs just had a higher motor. I felt like our bigs weren't getting off the ground, and if you don't jump, then you're not going to get the rebound. And so I think that obviously their bigs kicked our butt, flat out, point blank. They kicked our butt, and we're going to have to regroup and go on the road and try to get us one now.
Duke, and we ran into this a little bit with Queens. They kind of had a recipe. Did you see a little bit of that game plan tonight against Kendra in the paint?
Well, I just think credit to Jeter. She had a lot of blocks. She had 9 blocks, and I've never known anybody to block KD's shot 9 times. Their bigs, I guess, finished the ball game with 1 foul. Yeah. And, ours were in foul trouble the entire time. So I guess they were doing something that we weren't. She had 9 blocks, and I guess all of them were clean. So KD got to the line 3 times. I think those were in the first half. So maybe I'm going to have to go and figure out what they did and ask about that, because I need that. Because if our bigs are going to be allowed to jump and block shots and do those things, and all of a sudden they become better post defenders. So I'm going to figure that out.
Yeah, I didn't want to set you up for that, but I kind of set him up for that one. No question. All right, so this means the loss that it looks as if will be 5. We're going to explain this whole situation coming up in the men's game. But this is tough for a team 7th in the region. They have to go on the road first round of the conference tournament, which is it's not undoable.
Right.
But we're going to go to LR at a tough place to play, it would appear.
Yeah, and you know what? I tell people this is not discrediting anybody's league. It's probably 7 teams from our league that will go in other leagues and, dominate that league. You look at our wins against Conference Carolina's opponents. You look at our league versus Conference Carolina's opponents. The 2 leagues aren't even close. And so I hope regional voters understand that you got 7 teams, 8 teams in our league that would probably win that league. You probably take 7, 8 teams in our league, and they probably got 23, 24 wins right now. The 2 leagues are not even close, and I hope regional voters understand that we play in the toughest league in the country, and it's hands down. So obviously got to go to a good LR ball club and try to get us one on the road, and our kids will be ready. It's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
I know they're going to be ready, and so we look forward to a dogfight.
Hey, tough one today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, brother.
Pioneer coach Devin Carter. Pioneers fall today in overtime to Wingate, final 51-47. Well, back to wrap this one up on the Pioneers Sports Network.